Mm-hmm.
Jay, get me a glass of water, please.
Right, Pop.
Must be over 100 in here. Get your shoes off the sofa. What's wrong with you?
I'm feeling kind of faint.
What do you mean faint? Kids your age don't faint.
Maybe I'm getting older. Here you go, Pop. Nice and cool.
Don't spill it on the rug. All right. Time to talk. Sit down. Jay, next to Artie. I wanted to tell you.
Is anything the matter?
It's so damn hot in here, isn't it? So, I just had a talk inside with your grandmother. Because I've had a problem. When your mother and I had a problem, we always tried to keep it from you boys because we didn't want to worry you. Well, you can't keep cancer a secret forever. You knew it without me telling you, didn't you, Jay?
Yeah.
Did everything I could. The best doctors, the best hospitals I could get into. She had a nice room, didn't she? Semi-private, no wards or anything.
I know.
We're not rich people, boys. I know that doesn't come as a surprise to you. But I'm going to tell you something now. I hope I'd never have to tell you in my whole life. The doctors, the hospital, cost me everything I had. I was broke and I went into debt. So I went to a man, a loan shark, a money lender. I couldn't go to a bank because they don't let you put up heartbreak and pain as collateral. A loan shark doesn't need collateral. His collateral is your desperation. So he gives you his money, and he's got a clock. And what it keeps time of is your promise. And if you keep your promise, it turns off the clock. If not, it just keeps ticking. After a while, your heart starts ticking louder than the clock. Understand something. This man kept your mother alive. It was his painkillers that made her last days bearable. And for that, I'm grateful. Jay, remember what I taught you about taking things from people.
Never take because you'll always be obligated.
So you never take for yourself, but for someone you love. There comes a time when you have no choice. There's a man in New York that I owe $9,000. I could work and save for 4 more years. I'd never have that kind of money. He wants his money this year. To his credit, I'll say one thing. He sent flowers to the funeral. No extra charge on my bill.
Pop, you don't...
Let me finish. There's no way I can pay this man back. So what does he do? Kill me? Maybe. If he kills me, he not only loses his money, it'll probably cost him again for the flowers for my funeral. I needed a miracle. And the miracle happened. This country went to war. The war between us and the Japanese and the Germans. If my mother didn't come to this country 35 years ago, I could have been fighting for the Germans. Except, I don't think they're putting guns in the hands of Jews over there. Let me tell you something. I love this country. Because they took in the Jews. They took in the Irish, the Italians, and everyone else. Remember this, there's a lot of Germans fighting for America in this country. But there's no Germans over there, no Americans over there fighting for America. I hate this war. And God forgive me for saying this, but it's going to save my life. There are jobs I can get now that I could never get before. And I got a job. I'm working for a company that sells scrap iron. I thought you threw scrap iron away. Now they're making ships from it. Without even the slightest idea of what I'm doing, I can make that $9,000 in a year.
That's great, Pop.
No, don't say till I finish. The factories that I would sell to are in the South. Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Texas, even New Mexico. Be gone about 10 months. Living in trains, buses, hotels, any place I can find a room. We'd be free and clear and back together again in less than a year, okay? So now comes the question. Where do you two live while I'm gone?